So this one is not as validated as what I found out about the Wright brothers and Da Vinci and all that. But according to a Defunct Land, a great video series about old theme park rides, this guy claims, and I couldn't find a second source, but this guy claims that this ride was supposed to have Doc Brown's evil twin brother.
Yes, I saw that too, and that was I would have loved that. That's another thing where like they're just making shit up about this universe.
Because you know that would have been Christopher Lloyd
Of
just
course.
in a different wig. Oh boy, that would have
It would
been
have had to been like
something.
black jumpsuit, black wig.
He
like-
has crazy
Yeah.
black hair.
He'd look like Tim Burton. Just
He
being
would look
Tim
like
Burton.
he would look like his character in Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe no hair. Maybe that's the opposite.
Yeah, maybe
the
that's
opposite
right.
of Doc
Sure.
Brown. Maybe you have no hair. You are not curious.
Right. 'Cause he
you
wouldn't-
you don't read. You're not into Jules Verne.
Oh, he's a Luddite. He's somehow a genius Luddite.
He doesn't talk like this. He like talks
who
like
is
this.
upset that his brother is so pro technology.
Right, that would have to
he
be the
thinks
case.
It's sinful. So also, Doc Brown's evil twin brother is religious.
Yes,
he is just
yes, a
he's
man of
chaste.
faith.
He's about the Lord,
man
and he
of faith.
thinks Doc Brown is playing God.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be wrong. I think you have to develop a villain, he would have to have some interesting points to make, and
I
that would be
think-
fair to say.
I think we go to Zemeckis with this idea, baby. I think this is how we get it back.
Okay, so the Institute of Future Technology is up and running.
Yes.
Doc Brown is renowned all over the world, but he didn't count on one thing: his evil twin brother showing up.
would say
Presumably,
he-
like via horse and buggy,
Yeah.
getting to the Institute of Future Technology, messing up the whole thing.
I think he's probably locked his evil brother away in some prison in time somewhere, and his brother's gotten out. So now he has a real bone to pick with his brother.
yeah.
because he
Maybe
locked him
sent
away.
him into the like. You know, the days of the plague or something.
Well, if
put him in some weird dungeon and hoping
Yes.
that maybe he'd
A
catch
famous-
a little
Yeah.
bubonic.
Or like a famous prison. What's the most famous prison? Alcatraz.
It's the worst
Alcatraz,
prison in all of
Sing
time.
Sing.
Well, but I think you'd have to go back
The
to
Count of
whatever
Monte
the.
Cristo one on the island.
I hate to say it, but you're probably going back to slave times. I think slaves probably had the worst prisons. If you
Maybe.
consider those prisons, I think maybe he convinces a slave owner that his brother is
wait,
supposed
So
to
you're
be on
saying
a
he
chain
sells
gang.
his evil brother into slavery?
Doc
What-
sells
what
his
is-
evil brother
wait,
to a slave owner. Okay.
I think if we can make this now. Doc Brown, one day from retirement, about to hand off the Institute of Future Technology to
Sell
his
it
young
to-
protege,
Oh, wait
Donald
for
Glover.
All right.
Very
right.
popular, right? Very hot right now.
Big reboot guy right now. Yes.
And then suddenly evil Doc Brown shows up, hidden away like Rochester's first wife in Jane Eyre. That's right. You didn't expect me to drop a literature
Wow.
reference, huh?
Hey.
Doc Brown's opposite would have to. Well, I guess his last name is Brown, and he can't help that. But what color is the opposite of brown? If you're looking
could
at a
change
color
his
wheel,
name, though.
Yeah, he
opposite-
probably changed his own name. He doesn't want to be associated with the Brown family.
Yeah, 'cause it's not black and white, but brown and
Yellow.
brown. Doc Yellow.
We have to look at a color wheel to figure this
Yeah.
out. Whatever the opposite of
I
brown
would.
is.
I would pitch Doc Gray. It's not
Doc Gray's
perfect
pretty
opposite,
good.
but Dr. Gray is interesting, right?
And then what's the opposite of being a doctor?
Alderman.
Professor? Maybe it would just be Professor Brown.
Yeah, Professor's too good though.
Pastor. Pastor Gray?
Oh, Pastor.
Doc Brown's evil twin brother,
Pastor Gray.
Pastor Gray, shows up, hopes that the
Oh,
power
Pastor
of
Gray.
Christ will. Imagine, like, what if he showed up when he first sent Marty back in time, tried to combat the power of the lightning bolt with the power of Christ?
Oh yeah.
And you're looking at like interdimensional Christ rays coming out of a cross, trying to push back that lightning bolt.
So Christianity is now real in this for sure. Like the Bible is real, and the powers he has are real. I guess. I mean,
think
that's.
so.
I think
Well,
that's fine.
I bet
Would have
and
to be.
that could tie together to the end. Maybe it's a Hail Mary, Doc Brown and Donald Glover travel back in time, bring Christ himself to present day.
He says-
to convince Pastor Gray the wrongs of his ways.
There's a reference in the first movie. I think he says where you can go back to when Christ was he his born, or does he say the crucifixion?
Oh, yeah, because he goes to Christmas. He goes to... No, he doesn't. Yeah, nobody's going to the crucifixion.
We could go to the crucifixion, Marty.
But
Wait.
maybe that. What if? Although would Pastor Gray use Doc? Would he be able to use Doc's technology? Maybe he wishes to Christ that can I get my brother sent back to your crucifixion and get him crucified
In lieu of Barabbas? Barabbas gets
Barabbas.
away.
My favorite biblical character, Barabbas. Yeah. Do you choose this man, Jesus of Nazareth, or do you choose Dr. Emmett Brown? Dr. Brown.
The more we talk about this, the more there should have been 10 Back to the Future movies where they go everywhere.
Well, maybe we don't object to there being more movies. We object to them not being done by us.
That's fair. Yeah. That's
Hey,
good.
I did just see today the headline, and I read no further. Mel Gibson set up to make Passion of Christ sequel with original, I think, with Caviezel back as Christ, which
Caviezel is back.
wild. Again, a wild day. So maybe this happens in that movie. Maybe they're already on top
Sure.
of this.
You would need
Jesus
Caviezel
traveling
to
to
be
the
Christ.
future.
Pastor Gray.
Pastor
Doc
Gray.
Brown,
Gray.
Pastor Gray. Finally, the back to the Passion verse.
Oh.
This is the line.